Good afternoon. Well, at least on the East Coast. It's Susie Q96. I did tell everyone last night that I would be doing a couple of update videos today, little blips to let people know what's going on. Uh, I sat down last night, and as I did yesterday, made a big long list of things that I need to try and get done before I go to the hospital. Because, we assume we're coming out of the hospital, but that doesn't necessarily make it true. So, uh, I have made a little progress. I'm not feeling super good today, but I'm still working on stuff because it's got to get done. Um, I have all of the auction, buy it now, and a stray couple of giveaways. Uh, they are all packaged. However, when I went to start printing the labels, my printer is out of ink. I live in a really small town, so I called the two places that carry ink, and neither one of them had it. So I have ordered ink from Amazon Prime, which will arrive tomorrow. So as soon as the ink gets here, I will uh, put all the labels on all these packages, and everyone will get their things. I don't want anything sitting here in case I'm in the hospital for weeks or weeks, or in case I don't come out of the hospital. So, um, everybody's stuff will get the labels on it, and I will get it to the post office tomorrow. I got one label printed, and then the ink was gone, so there was nothing I can do about that. Um, I will be taking the photos of the jewelry here shortly, and I'm just going to put those up as individual buy it nows. There'll be a picture, a price, and a postage, and you just contact me if you want it. Um, I am also about to hit my music collection, which includes everything from rare 45 records to guitars to uh, effects, pedals, CDs. There's just going to be a great big list of CDs. Same kind of deal. Buy it now, kind of thing. Um, and I also am going to have some other things in an auction. A lot of them are craft making items. Some of them are aimed at kids. So if you got kids and grandkids, there might be some things in there you can use. And then I'm gonna tell you, I think I'm done. As far as YouTube, I think I'm done. Uh, Even if I get better, I think I'm done after some of the absolutely horrendous and hideous things that have been sent to me and said to me in the past couple of months since I started getting sick. Um, I started this for fun, and I'm not a kid. I'm an old lady. I'm 68 years old. I I find no joy in being called a liar, or being accused of calling other people a liar when that is not at all what happened. But I have taken so much abuse over trying to save my life that I see no point in doing the channel anymore. Um, I can't do it. I may continue, if my health permits, to put out metal detecting videos, which that's my channel started as a metal detecting channel. And because of my illness, it sort of switched over to my coin collecting because I wasn't able really to get out and do what I needed to do. But I have been accused of making up this whole thing. And last night I actually offered to put my diagnostic papers online so everybody could see them. Of course, they didn't want to see that because then they'd be the liars. But I'm going to show you something real quick here. This is a box that I bought down at the Goodwill in April. In the April. It's just a little file box. And I'm not very organized, but hang on one sec so I can turn the camera around. Because this is only one box of 3. So I'm on my phone, so I have a hard time doing this stuff. So I don't know if it's gonna let me go that way or not. I'm trying to show you the box here, but it's the size of one of those banker's boxes that law offices use to keep all of their files in. And uh, I'm having a hard time getting it to flip back over. It's not letting me flip over, so I'll do that later when I go online. But I went back to an old term that we used to use, jackalope, and For you little jackalopes that think this is like a some kind of way to raise vacation money or something, you can go F yourselves, all right? I am so tired of. I must have had 30 messages this morning saying that this was a farce, and I really didn't. I really didn't need the motor home. People do not. If you do not live in the mountains, you don't understand. It's 200 freaking miles to the doctor. You don't get on the bus and ride a couple miles and get off down at the medical center. It's some of my doctors are 200-mile round trips. They don't even have some of the doctors that I need here in this state. It's the whole reason for me moving back to Michigan is number one, the doctors there are familiar with a lot of my conditions. Number two, I can be at any doctor I need to be within 35, 40 miles. And I have a support group there that I do not have here. I have here a sister who has a husband who is now so disabled that he is her responsibility. And I have a niece whose family is moving at the end of July, which will leave me here with nobody. So, it's just really to go to the neurologist 197 miles because that's the way the insurance here is set up. So to have these people saying, "Oh, I'm just doing this because I want a motorhome so I can go out and have fun," uh, I would not be selling my coin collection, my guitars, basically everything I own. Hi, Andy. Um, and here's the thing: if it was like a big scam and I was just trying to make a bunch of money, uh, and get some fancy motorhome and do all this, why would we only be trying to get $6,000? I mean, the $6,000 motorhome uh, was actually an $11,000 motorhome that the owner has had a relative in a similar situation and so has offered to help by dropping the price. But I'm not going to come on every, and try and do my show and be verbally abused. It's not worth it, and I know it gets to all of us sometimes. You get these little butt wipes like you know uh how I met Handy Andy was my very first live stream. The trolls just nailed me and I was in tears. I have seen Andy have his moments. I've seen most every channel person have their moments. But when you're dealing with somebody's health issues, especially one that is of such uncertainty as a brain surgery, What kind of jackass are you that you want to come on and treat that person like shit? Um, like I said, I've lost a couple of my mods who have bought into this. Uh, it's all a big joke. I wish it was a joke, but it's not. I started getting sick when I was in Georgia. Those of you who have been around long enough will remember that I had this weird thing going on with the gland that uh, makes saliva. Well, it started with that, and then it kept escalating into something bigger and bigger, and now it is what it is. I really did not appreciate the accusation that I sold all these items a few days ago, and because they were not immediately mailed out, that I must be not going to mail. Anybody that knows me knows I usually only mail out about twice a month. Hi, Cynthia. I just finished your package. It'll go out tomorrow with everybody else's. The only ones that will not be going out tomorrow are the ones from the jewelry auction. And that's because I have to assemble the stuff for Mikey's mom. And I'm actually designing a piece for Sir Benji. So I had those have to be laid out and photographed and sent back and forth, and you know. But yours is already in the package and ready to go, Cynthia. So yours will be going out with tomorrow's batch. I just ran out of ink in the printer. Uh, all right, Scorp, thanks for stopping in. And I'm sorry I'm in here bitching again, but man, what is wrong with people? First thing this morning, my alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. I get up, I take my meds, and I start getting all this crap messages where people canceled. They've left my channel because so and so told them that I didn't really need this money. I was just asking for money because I wanted to go travel around the country, and there's nothing further from the truth. I'm not even going to be able to drive the thing. I have somebody else that's coming in to drive me to Michigan until they have done the surgery and made sure that everything is firing on the right cylinders. I'm not even going to be able to drive the motorhome. It's something for me to live in and something for me to get from, like, if I have to go from a hospital in Ann Arbor to a hospital in Grand Rapids, then, it's a way to transport me without paying $1,100 for an ambulance. I have tried and tried to not pay attention to these idiots, but it's hard when people are saying things and they're just not, they have no basis in fact. It. So I looked at it this morning while I was putting everybody's packages together, and I thought about, I've had my channel a little over a year. I have given away, I'm going to say, at least $3,000-$4,000 worth of stuff. And then I get sick and I get treated like trash, like my life is not worth anything. And that's when I kind of realized that I had a huge giveaway when I hit 666 people. It cost over $200 just to mail the stuff out. From that point on, I have not even passed 800. Once I cut the big giveaways back, the people were gone. And I didn't start a channel to be a giveaway channel. I started a channel to hopefully have some fun with coins, to educate some people about metal detecting and about doing these hobbies with disabilities. And instead, I get, okay, we got all the goodies. Let's just move on. Um, if somebody is sick, let's say they have diabetes. I'm just going to use that one as an example. Um, People are like, "Oh, that's terrible. They have this horrible disease, or heart problems, or they've had a stroke, or whatever." But if you have anything that is mentally attached, oh, you're just crazy, or you're just making stuff up. And so that's why I've kind of decided that, I have to keep selling my stuff because I still have to come up with the money to basically save my life. And once I do that, I am probably just going to go back to doing it, assuming that my body will allow me to, doing metal detecting videos. And because that's one thing I've noticed is the metal detecting people are not the ones who are saying these nasty things to me and making these false accusations. And I am not bad mouthing the entire coin community, because there are some fabulous people in the coin community that have been so supportive to me. But I just, right now, it's hard for me to think straight. I have a loose nerve bouncing around in my head. I have all kinds of psychotropic medications that I have to take. And that may make me a little oversensitive. But if somebody called you up and said, hey, 2 weeks from now, we're going to drill a hole in your head and start moving parts of your brain around, how would you feel? And then when you're trying to do everything you can to save yourself, and people are making false accusations. One of the things that happened was I had a mod who asked not to be a mod anymore, because she said her telephone was broke. I removed her as a mod, and then later on, the same night. In fact, we a raid that went from one channel to from my channel to another channel. People saw her over there being a mod and started writing me nasty messages about, well, she said her phone didn't work over there on your channel, didn't want to be a mod, but she's over here being a mod on this channel. Uh, and I got like 5 or 6 of these messages from people like, what the hell's the problem? And I was already had taken all of my medication. And so I probably should not have written her a message, but I did. And just said, hey, I thought your phone was broken. I'm thinking, oh, good, she got it fixed. Uh, but instead, I got a real nasty message from her this morning, and that she's one of my favorite mods. So and part of that, I'm sure, is because my brain isn't firing on all cylinders. But a lot of it is because there's a bunch of people out there stirring up the pot because they are not happy unless they've got some kind of crap going on. And and since we're here, it was Jesse, and I didn't want Jesse to quit being a mod. Uh, and I'm also, it was other people that wrote to me and said, well, look, her phone's working now, or does she just not like you? Or uh, I have never called you a liar. I did not call you a liar when this happened. I said I got messages from people asking me, wait a minute, didn't she just tell you her phone was broken? I never called you a liar. In fact, when you asked me to remove you as a mod, I expressed how upset I was that I was having to do that because you were one of my favorite mods. And then other people who had been in both chats decided to make a big twist that around and make it Jesse, Jesse's phone's working fine now. What's the problem? And I have no problem with Jesse. I love Jesse. I'm not too happy with the people that decided to twist the story around. But I never called Jessie a liar. I did ask her, did the phone get fixed? Because I woke up to 5 of these messages this morning about this deal. And it's a bunch of other people stirring the pot. And interestingly, somebody pointed out to me later that I got 5 of those messages, and my show also got 5 thumbs down, as though it may be one person just, doing this. But I never accused you of lying about the phone. You sent me a picture of the phone. I saw the phone. The phone screen was definitely broken. There was no question. The phone, it was broken. Now, between when Jesse left my show and went over and was modding on the other one, the phone could well have started working again. I don't know that. By that time, I had already taken my medications, which are really heavy, and I should not have even answered Jesse until this morning. But then I started getting these messages from these people, and I had 5 more of them this morning. And uh, I in no way intended to imply that Jessie was lying about her phone being broken. She sent me a picture of the phone. I know the phone was broken. But then I let all these other people get their crap up in my head, and it started a big fight between Jesse and I don't want that. Whether Jesse wants to be a mod on my channel or not, that is up to Jesse. Uh, but I don't want her not being a mod because of some crap that somebody else is starting. That's the whole uh, thing there is this is other people stirring up crap. I have apologized to Jesse more than once this morning. Um, I have also blocked the individuals who sent those messages to me. I'm sure they'll probably create another account because that's what trolls do. But this whole thing here was not uh, this broadcast was not about Jesse, but since she was here, I did want to address that because um, I truthfully, I was in that other stream for maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I didn't even notice that she was being a moderator in there until somebody sent me a message saying, gee, isn't that a little weird? What's the matter? Did you piss Jesse off? Is that why she quit? And I'm like, huh? What? And so then somebody else said, hey, didn't she just say over in yours that she couldn't mod because her phone was broke? And so people just kept feeding the fire and feeding the fire. And y'all got to remember, I'm suffering from a brain injury. I'm not suffering from a stubbed toe. So this is one of the reasons I've decided that after I do the auctions, I'm not doing any more shows. I'm just done. I'm just done because even when they fix this, they can't fix my post traumatic stress disorder. They can't fix my bipolar. So I'm always going to be a little off, and I'm always going to be misunderstood. So rather than have people being pissed off at me for no reason, um, once this is over, like I said, I may do some metal detecting videos if my physical condition allows for it. But I think the live stream thing is done. I think the live stream thing is just going to be done. I'm I'm too mentally vulnerable to put up with trolls and haters and I'm old and I'm tired And for all I know, I could be dead in 2 weeks. They can take me in that room and not bring me back out. So I don't think I deserve this right now. You know, I don't think I do not intend to be abusive to any abused by anyone. I don't really think anybody on YouTube deserves abuse. So uh anyway, everybody's stuff will go out tomorrow. I had to order ink. It is supposed to arrive tomorrow. I've got everybody's stuff is in their envelopes. Um, a couple of people overpaid on postage. So what I'm going to do, rather than uh try to go through a PayPal refund of $1.20 or something like that, I'm just gonna drop some money in your envelope, you know, to offset uh because I just think it's stupid to do like $1.26 refund through PayPal. I'll just throw $1.26 in your envelope. Who knows? You might find a good penny or something in there. But as you can see, Jesse is quite angry with me, and that should not have ever happened. Um, I don't know if Andy is still angry with me or not. Andy and I have had some problems recently, but we've also had some discussions recently. So uh, that's just where it is, and I don't know. Um, I don't know what's going to happen because if they keep me up in the hospital, like let's say I survived this surgery, they keep me in the hospital for 6 weeks. I still have to pay rent where I live. So any of the things that I do to make money are gone. So I've got that on top of my plate. And right in the middle of it, on July 11th, I have a divorce hearing. Now, that is supposed to be on, one of the internet things. We tried doing the mediation and he didn't want to mediate. Uh, but how am I going to do that if I'm, you know, basically got things sticking out of my brain? I got a lot of stuff on my head right now. And I would really appreciate if people didn't add extra to it. I have basically 2 weeks to get my life in order. And I would like to make sure that the young man who owns the motorhome gets paid. I'm short on money, you know. I'm just, but I looked at the whole thing and I thought, when I first started making the live streams, it was fun. This and we've had a lot of fun in the live streams, but this isn't fun anymore. It's hateful, and I'm supposed to be avoiding stress. So, uh, Yeah, I already called them and asked for the continuance, but I have to have the exact date I'm going into the hospital before they will grant the continuance, and I won't have that date until all the blood work and the rest of the tests come back, and then they actually schedule the surgery. So it's just a big mess. I apologize if I seem like I am being short with people or saying things that appear um, perhaps a little inappropriate. I have a nerve, like I said, that is detached from where it belongs in my brain. It's basically bouncing around like a pinball. Like I will reach for my coffee cup, and instead of my hand going around the handle of the coffee cup, my foot will go out from under me. Or I will turn my head to the right because I hear a noise, and when I turn my head to the right, I start seeing three of things. Or there have been periods where I haven't been able to hear. Uh, it's it's terrifying. I have had 4 CT scans and 4 MRIs. That's why we know exactly what it is. I got to look at the um, 3D MRI images the other day, where they could show me exactly what is going on in my head and exactly how they're going to fix it. But yeah, they started out with a CAT scan, then they did a second CAT scan, then they did x rays, and then they did 4 MRIs. And so it has been thoroughly researched, and uh, it looks completely different on a like on a piece of paper printout. But then when they show it to you on the 3D MRI scan and they turn the image, it gets to this one point in the image where you can actually see this little nerve that is, and he showed me, he said, see this dot right here, this is where that's supposed to be connected. But he said somehow either you had a head injury or a mini stroke or something along that line. And this little guy here has come detached from where he belongs. So there's a little space in there that this nerve ending is just floating around. And if I move a certain way or I move too quickly, um, the end of that nerve can make contact with a part of the brain it's not supposed to be touching. And the results of that are very unpredictable. Like I said, I have figured a couple of them out. One of them is do not reach with my left hand to pick up my coffee cup, because if I do that, for some reason, it moves that nerve over and my feet go out from under me. I have learned do not lean straight forward. If I lean straight forward, I'm going to just fall right on my face. I mean, and the bad part about it is it could touch something that can kill me or paralyze me. So time is of the essence to get all of this uh, blood work completed, because the sooner they get all the blood work and the testing completed, the sooner I can get in and hopefully get that little guy stuck back down where he belongs. For right now, I call it the pinball, because it's just this little nerve ending. But to see it on the screen was really, I mean, in a way, it was terrifying, but in a way, it was good, because up until that point, they thought I had MS. So I'd rather have this than MS. But it's it's not a time to bully somebody when they're sick. That's not a time. There's never a time to bully somebody. I bet these same people that are doing this were the bullies at school and are the trolls that go around and just mess with people's channels just to do it. But there's never a good time to bully somebody, but when they are ill, that is absolutely the worst time you can do that, because you are deliberately hurting someone who is already in pain. So that's my first update of today. Is everybody's stuff will go out tomorrow as soon as the ink gets here. B, I did not call Jesse a liar. It My wordings may not have been as coherent as they would have been if I hadn't been on drugs, but the ones I was questioning were the ones that were sending me the message saying, well, she's modding over there, but she quit modding on your channel. What happened on your channel? Well, she sent me a picture of her phone, and the screen was definitely broken in multiple pieces. So, yes, I did what? If you're saying I called you a liar, show me the exact quote where it says, Jesse, you are a liar. Because I never said, Jesse, you are a liar. That phrase never came out of my keyboard. I did ask if the phone got fixed. And I can go back and pull up my thread from yesterday where I was very unhappy that I was having to remove you as a mod because I did not want to do that. So, I if there's anybody to be mad at, it's the people that were sending me the messages pointing out that you were modding on another channel after you had just quit mine. And the last thing I said is that the whole thing made me feel like shit. If I have to, I'll go back and pull up the email and post it. But right now, my phone is at 4%, and I have a lot of other things I have to get done today. Jesse, I'm sorry if that's how things got taken. It was not intended that way. I love you. Everybody else, your stuff is in the box. As soon as I get my My ink arrives tomorrow from Amazon Prime. I'll get your stuff out to you. Right now, I'm going to go photograph some more stuff that I have to try to sell. You are a great person. I'm not lying on you. I have said nothing that where I called you a liar. I even I spent 5 6 minutes trying to unmod you at your request, and the whole time I was doing it, I kept saying I didn't want to do it, and I'm going to post that later. So I, I don't know what else to say, Jesse. Things got stirred up by other people, not me, not, and there's nothing I can do to change your mind. So I wish you the best, but I have not said a single lie about you. And this right here is why I'm not going to do, after this mess is over, why I'm not going to do any more live streams, because people take things, they twist them around, and they turn them ugly. And I can't do ugly. I'm just not. So, I've heard a lot of people say things about me that aren't true. I've heard people say things about just about everybody in this stream that aren't true. But right now, I've got actually 10 days approximately before I go in for brain surgery, and I may not come out of it. So if y'all could just try to be nice, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, yeah, I do too, but I'm not going to pick it up with my left hand mud swat, because if I do, my right foot will go off from under me. Um, so I'm going to go take a nap, and then I'm going to come back and do some more of my auction stuff. Not that anybody's buying any of it. That's the other part. I got a message today from somebody saying that people are going around saying that this isn't real and not to buy anything from me, because I absolutely did. I got my coils, I got to use them twice. The second time I was out was when I collapsed with this on April 11th. So right now, the only thing my coil's detecting is dust. And I so want to go metal detecting again. But mostly, I just want all the hate to stop. I just want it all to stop. I may have 10 years, I may have 10 days. Please, can we just make it stop? And I'll come back later and post some more of the sale pictures, even though I know people have been told don't buy anything from me. So, um, I'll see y'all later. And I'm sorry for a very depressing scream. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but it just is. It just is.